so this is, I would say, 10 years overdue.
10 years overdue.
Does that make sense?
At least 10 years overdue.
Honestly, how the hell have we not met yet?
It's like,
I mean, we met, but...
we met like...
Let's start from the
20
beginning.
years ago.
So where do we originally know each other from?
I think originally both Yerushalmi, right? So it was probably high school days.
High school. You went to Cory?
Cory.
Yes, we Cory. All right, we went to high school. Okay, but we also, we were for sure in other places together.
Well, we have Yerushalmis. We have different circles that we're always, connecting to.
Where'd you
each
grow
other.
up?
I'm remote.
Yes, I didn't grow up in remote.
No.
We don't know each other from there. It was Cory for sure, but I think other places too.
It's the whole full, remote Israel connection.
All right, American Israelis in Jerusalem is like one big family.
Yes.
All right, cool. And we have like 1,000 mutual. Oh, and also Efrat.
Efrat.
Anyway, all right, what's your name? Who are you?
Yair Smith.
Yair Smith. By the way, I always think about this. I would say there are not many people in the world that have a name like Yair Smith.
It's a great name. It confuses everybody.
Jackie Mason talks about this, and he says the people who have the most Jewish names are the Gentiles. Whoopi Goldberg. He's like, so Jews true. Are like Christopher, like they want to, similar. Smith is not a very Jewish name. Yair Smith. It's like an interesting.
And I've continued that trend with my boys. I mean, I give them like Israeli names, like Erez and Matan. So
really?
They're like full-fledged, like total like non-Jewish last name, really
Love
Israeli
it.
first
Smith.
name.
Love it. All right, cool. All right, so let's real quick. Last 10 years of your life, real quick.
10 years of my life, I've spent roughly 9 years in the world of M&A.
Okay.
Did 6 years at
Mergers
KPMG.
and acquisitions for those.
Mergers and acquisition for those who don't know the acronym. 6 years
in our world, everything's acronyms.
It's all acronyms.
Normal people don't know.
I know, I apologize. So it's 6 years at KPMG Corporate Finance in Tel Aviv, under Hillel Schuster. Did a lot of consumer industrial markets. Tremendous experience we had there.
We're big Hillel Schuster fans. Not only because he has a great name.
He's just a great individual.
See what I did there?
And then I did 3 years of corporate development at Amdocs here in Israel, in Ra'anana. And then roughly 14 months ago, started at a U.S. insurance company called Amtrust.
Okay, but wait, hold on with that. Let me just ask you a question. I wanted to ask you about this before. Did Amdocs acquire Converse?
We acquired what's left over of Converse.
I started my career at Converse.
You said so many years ago. So that part of the company, we did not. We acquired a piece of Converse. It's been split up into many different companies. It's been taken apart, destroyed. The stories never end. Yeah. They took a piece of Converse.
Okay.
It was always been their dream, and we finally did it before I left, actually.
Okay. All right. So you did corp dev. You did cool stuff, and I don't know if this. Well, I'm saying it. You're not saying it. In less cool organizations, but cool stuff within less cool organizations. Fine. Then 10 months ago, you said?
14 months ago.
14 months ago, you left your last gig, and you joined this company in the insurance space. Not just this company, one of the companies.
One of the companies in the insurance company. It's called Amtrust Financial Group. It's a New York-based insurance company. Publicly traded. Does $9 billion a year of premium.
It's a lot of gumballs.
A lot of gumballs. Small commercial insurance. We're number 3 in the United States for workers' compensation, and a very large book as well in the extended warranty vehicle service contracts.
All right, and you are the only person on the team in Israel?
I am the only person on the team in Israel. I am the only person on the team that's in the space of innovation and corporate venture capital on the team worldwide, and that's my mandate, is to find great tech.
So let me try to understand or simplify, dissect what you do. You're taking insurance, which, I think I can say this, I think you'd probably agree, and your bosses would probably agree too, is one of the, in general, not this company specifically, insurance is one of the most archaic industries out there.
I would say it's the archaic industry out there.
All the other ones have already been disrupted.
Yes.
Transportation, hospitality, communication, all has changed.
Even banking.
Right, even banking. Well, banking is still
archaic.
Starting though.
I'll put it there for you. Insurance is 20 years behind banking. Okay. That's how archaic insurance is.
Let's say it another way, and I'll take something out of the Lemonade playbook for this. No one likes their insurance company.
No one.
Lemonade, by the way, is like 100 feet away from here.
This way. Right?
That way, yes. Sorry, I have no sense of direction. I'm looking at a mirror here. Okay, so this company is taking a very unique and I would say very positive, blessed initiative in saying, okay, we're in an archaic industry. That's not changing tomorrow, but the way that eventually will change is by adopting innovation, by disrupting, by changing this entire dinosaur called insurance and making it sexy.
Yeah. Well, I would say it's two things. A is trying to bring it up to the 21st century.
Right.
And then think about, okay, 5-10 years from now, what's going to look like. So it's really double the work. You got to bring it to where it needs to be.
Right.
And then think about how the future's going to look as well.
Okay, so you are the corporate VC and the innovation arm. What does that actually mean day to day? What do you actually have to do? What do you do? I don't care about your KPIs, but what do you do here?
I am looking for great tech that we could work with. So all my initiatives are strategic value initiatives. So we're not just looking to invest in companies that have a great financial, great outlook that we have nothing to do with. We want to work with these companies. So my day-to-day is finding a ton of technology companies that we can work with, bring them in, get pilots up and running in really great use cases that value add with the right business owners. If the company is really great that we can provide value to, we'll also try to invest in it. And that's my day-to-day.
We know each other for a long time. We're close enough for me to say what I'm about to say.
Please.
And you're going to take this in a positive way. I have developed a gag instinct to the word value.
Okay.
Because every single person, whether it's a VC, whether it's an angel, whether it's a startup, whether it's an insurance, everyone's like, we provide value. I feel like that word has to be like deleted from the entire business vocabulary of the world.
I feel the same way about the word innovation, by the way.
Innovation, disruption, all these words. It's like enough already.
So I'll explain for a second what I mean by value. Okay, what can we actually provide? Okay, the only thing we can really provide as an insurance company is insurance know-how. That's all I can provide. Money is money. Everyone has money. So that's not
commodity.
The issue. It's a commodity.
Right.
We will specifically look at earlier stage companies so I could get them into insurance and show them how an insurance company, the ins and the outs, the workflows, the nuances that people just do not understand unless they're in the insurance space.
So you're deploying capital to companies that in theory have synergy with your business that you can work with. In other words, you write a check, but then you actually work with the company.
Correct.
So it's really in theory a double win for the company.
It's a double win.
Okay, so now, if an entrepreneur is watching this, or by the way, an investor, what are you looking for? What type of companies are you looking for?
So I'm looking for companies right now, I'll split into two. First of all, where they are in life, and then what type of companies they are. First of all, in life, earlier stage, but
post-puberty.
Post-puberty, fair enougp.
Well said.
Have something working, have a little bit of traction. Not
Maybe
too
a
much.
couple of pimples left over.
Yeah, they've been doing something. They're not,
I don't know what's going on with me today.
Not two guys and an idea.
What was in that steak?
It was really good food.
Yeah, it was good, but I don't know, it messed with my brain.
Like
yeah.
Greg, Serona, great
really,
food.
really good food. Amazing, yeah.
So that's from the stage of the company. The actual use case we're looking for is what I call low-hanging fruit insurance today. Really low-hanging fruit. So I'm talking about anything in the world of big data and AI. Insurance companies have the most data in the world, and they have no idea how to really dissect and pull proper insights out of that data.
Right.
That's one huge area.
Right.
Two is the world of claims. So anyone in insurance knows that the biggest cost center is within claims.
Right.
Claims, the whole process is too long, too expensive, doesn't make sense.
So what kind of tech company can fix that?
So it could be different areas. It could be companies that cut down the process by providing value in certain areas without people using manual labor to create the insights that you need to know in the claim process, and you could cut that process down. Digital type of solutions that could get rid of the manual paper and move it.
You realize how often you want to say value? I'm telling you, it's not your this word.
It's in our words. We're trying to get rid of the value.
Okay, so let me just ask you. So let me for the sake of brevity, how do you say short? Brevity is the word, right?
Which word is brevity?
Doesn't brevity mean keeping it short?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But for the sake of keeping it short, give me 4 verticals that you're looking for.
AI and data, claims. It's a vertical from us.
Okay.
Auto. So telematics within auto.
Auto as in transportation?
As in transportation.
Oh, interesting.
Telematics in the world of transportation specifically.
Cool.
And 4, I would call it legal tech, believe it or not.
Love it. So Law Geeks is a sick company in the legal tech space.
I like Law Geeks a lot.
Love them. Mike Granoff, you know, from Maniv.
I know Nate Jarrett from Maniv.
Okay, so Mike is amazing. You definitely should be. You're gonna send me those emails.
We'll do it.
You let me know when I'm bombarding you with too much deal flow because it's endless. We'll do that. I got to run to I-24 now. This was a lot of fun. Let's not wait another 30 years till the next meeting.
Let's do it every couple months.
Yeah, but can we wait for the winter? But the truth is, man, I'm telling you, that place, I always eat Mitos. You guys know that. And what's it called? Greg in Serona?
Greg Kitchen, Serona.
I was just like by default because I was at a meeting and we had to meet somewhere else, so we just did it at Greg. Really good food.
Very good food.
Steak with a schnitzel, man. All right, what's with me today? Anyway, I got to run to I-24.
Go I-24. Great seeing you.
Thank you for lunch, and we'll continue the conversation soon.
Absolutely.
All right, in the parking lot, time to play my favorite game. Where the heck is my car? Zero logic in these numbers. Oh man, my daily activity. Numbers going up, that's a good sign. Made it to Jaffa. There is no chance I'm wearing my jacket in this heat. It is 98 degrees right now. This is not hot, this is obscene, but I only have a 5-minute walk to the studio. Going I-24 to talk Uber, hitting a 10 billion ride milestone, Google entering the companies, the group of companies potentially approaching the $1 trillion valuation, and the third story, Ford plans to spend $4 billion on autonomous vehicles in the next 5 years. Those are the 3 stories. I cannot breathe. It is so hot. After I-24, heading back home for another meeting, and then calling it a day. Now, to get to the studio. God, it's so hot. Oh yeah, and I just recalled from last week that Emily will not be in the studio today. So it will be someone new that will be doing the piece. Hopefully someone good. Definitely will not be as entertaining as Emily though. All right, now off to the studio. nice in here.
Yeah, of course.
Isn't it gorgeous in here? I know.
You're not Emily.
No, I'm not.
What's up, Sarah? How you doing?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Hello. Say hello to YouTube.
Hi, YouTube. How
Welcome.
are you?
Great accent. All right, I'm putting this thing away right now.
Now, for all the latest in tech news, I'm here with Hillel Fuld to give us the lowdown. Hillel, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. First of all, we're going to start off with Ford. Now, they are talking about autonomous cars here. What's going on?
Well, everyone's talking about autonomous cars. What's interesting here is that Ford, the big Ford, is now saying they're going to spend $4 billion on autonomous vehicles, R&D, research and development by 2023. And, you know, the number, I guess, sounds like a lot to me and you, but $4 billion in the grand scheme of things with Ford's budget isn't actually that much.
That's what I thought. $4 billion doesn't really seem like a huge amount of money when you're talking about cars and a worldwide company so big like this.
100%. That's true. Having said that, it's less about the money and more about the trend. The fact that Ford, the big Ford, you know, is even spending money at all on autonomous vehicles is yet another indication that that is where the future is going. So Uber obviously has kind of become a verb, right? I Uber something, you Uber it, right? It's become the market kind of dominator, and Lyft is trying to catch up. They just announced they've hit 10 billion rides between deliveries and actual rides.
No, that's Uber, not Lyft.
Uber,
yes.
Correct. Thank you. And Lyft is way, way, way behind, although I've recently switched to Lyft just in terms of, you know, user experience. I prefer them, but that's a topic for another time. But just a year ago, they announced 5 billion rides. They've doubled it in 1 year, which is incredible. Look at a very exclusive club of companies, obviously led by Apple Inc. There are several companies who are approaching the $1 trillion valuation, you know, market cap, I should say, not valuation. And, you know, Google, Apple's getting really close. I think they've already passed $900 billion, which is so crazy to think about.
Wait, so is Apple bigger than Google?
Yes, Apple's bigger than Google, but Google's now entered that club, quote unquote, and they're reaching there. You know, they've surpassed, I think it's 800 billion and getting closer.
Hillel Fuld, thank you so much for joining me.
Are you going to be here next week?
I am.
All right, then I'll see you next week.
Next week too.
Well, nice to meet you. Where are you from? I can tell you where you're from. Where, and I'll show you.
Take a guess. Yes, I'm from Melbourne. The best part of Australia.
I was there 3 months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
went there to do some
jealous.
talks. Good times, good times. God, I really want to just stay in this studio. I don't want to leave. Here we go, into the heat. Bye, see you next week, guys. Oh, you need a microphone, right?
Yeah, we can do.
I don't want to take this home. Out of here. All right, so the truth is, I'll be honest, I was going to end my day. I wasn't planning on doing another interview, and Joseph, my editor, is going to kill me for doing another interview because it was a long day today. But sometimes you just know. You got to interview someone. This guy's a very interesting story. We're going to keep it super short, okay?
Great.
But where do we meet?
We met at the Mass Challenge.
Enjoyed the talk?
Accelerate. Oh, it was amazing. It was one of the best
Thank you,
talks that we had.
You already told me that, but I wanted to hear you say it again. Okay, anyway, so that's actually, I have to give my uncle credit for that joke, because when someone gives him a compliment, he said, "What'd you say?" And they repeat it. He goes, "No, I heard you the first time. Why don't you say it again?" It's a great joke. Anyway, okay, so what's your name?
My name is Yossi Azulai, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Synesy.
Okay, so before we talk about what you're doing now, it's actually super interesting, but I just wanted to give a little context here. Before this, you're in your military career. You were where?
I was a team leader in a commando unit.
Okay, so like Duke Devan, I mean, Israelis know what it is, but it's a pretty legit unit. He was a team leader, sergeant kind of thing?
No, team leader,
okay.
leading combat soldiers.
Awesome. Okay. After that,
I went to the Hebrew University.
Okay.
I took business management and international affairs.
Right. Then?
And after that, I went to work I worked actually in two large corporates. One is Johnson & Johnson, and the second one is Alma Laser, again, it also is an international company.
So, commando, then corporate, then entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Why did you start this company?
Well, I think it's something that is stronger than you. That the entrepreneurship thing is to create your own thing.
Okay.
Generate, do something.
But why this? Was this a pain that you felt? Did you?
Yes.
We didn't tell them what you do yet. We'll talk about it in a second. But how did you get to this world of water?
I realized that there are a few trends very strong out there in the technology world. One of them was the IoT, taking sensors, sensing things, generating like a three-dimensional picture of the actual fact, and then at the end of the process generate real business insights which give people value.
Awesome. Okay. So you took this technology, IoT technology and sensors and everything you just mentioned, and you said there's so many industries that have been disrupted. I hate that word, I'm sorry, but so many industries that are changing fundamentally. Water technology, the way we consume water at home. Forget for 1 second, put aside the environmental issues right now, but just taking a shower. Like, why is it that when I want a certain temperature in my house, I have Nest, I have smart thermostats? Why is it that, I get into my car, the cars today are intelligent, they're, personal. Most of the things we do in our daily lives are pretty personal, pretty intelligent. But yet water, which, again, the environment and many other, consequences of the way we consume water, we use these old, primitive like in Israel, it's like this little, we call it a dude shem, like a little freaking like thing. We turn on the hot water light, turn off the hot water light. In America, it's gas. Like, why hasn't this evolved? So you said we're going to take smart technology, and tell me about this a little bit.
So what we do is we digitize the value chain for the entire water heating industry. And from our perspective as end users, we kind of want to take out the responsibility for heating the water. You need to turn it on, off. You need to see how much.
Do it automatically.
That's exactly. So we change the terms to order showers, meaning that the system eventually will learn your needs. We learn how you like your shower and make sure that you have hot water anytime.
Okay, so I don't want to get too philosophical, and I have to keep this interview short, but I just say one quick thing.
Sure.
I always say when Steve Jobs stood on the stage 10 years ago and he introduced the iPhone, he showed something behind him. What did he show? The way smartphones looked until today, and they all had one thing in common, the keyboard. And he said, why should there be a keyboard on the smartphone? If I want to type, the keyboard should be there, and if I don't want to type, the keyboard should disappear. It's a good technology, works for me, and it's there when I need it, and it's gone when I don't. And this is exactly the concept of what you're saying. Why isn't my water consumption, let's call it device, learning my behavior? For example, in my house, I've set up, a quote unquote, I don't know, it's like ridiculous. This is the smartest we've gotten, but like a clock that knows that at 6 o'clock in the morning, it should turn on the hot water light because I'm going to shower at 6:15 or whatever the time is. And that's the most advanced and the most intelligent we got basically. And you're going to change that. And so you built this hardware device that will replace that stupid switch, and it will learn my behavior, and it will heat up the water when it needs to, etc. Fine. You have some pretty big demand and pretty big interest from some pretty big players. Are you allowed to talk about that yet, or not yet? Not yet.
I can talk about it generally, but I think that the most interesting thing, there are billions of people using hot water. Every year the statistics show that 150 people pick up the phone because their boiler is broken, and they're looking urgently for someone to take care of their boiler. Now this is a very aggressive and competitive market, and boiler vendors and boiler manufacturers, they struggle to reach out to these customers.
Okay.
And this is what we do. We hand them over this information.
So you're jumping to the end, which is good because we're short here, but you're taking this device and you're installing it for the end user. You're saying, okay, you'll have better water consumption experiences in your house. Mm-hmm. But what's the end game? The end game is, that means that device is going to learn how I use my water.
Yes.
That is data that is tremendously valuable to those boiler manufacturers and to basically all parts of the ecosystem of the water ecosystem, let's call it. And so at the end of the day, down the line, this company that you're building is going to be a data company.
Yes.
Okay, real quick, what's the website?
Website is Synesy.com.
Spell that?
SINDESY.
Okay.
.com.
Very interesting. If there's another side which we didn't talk about, we'll do in our next meeting, which is that you also have a lot of thoughts and insights on entrepreneurship. How many investor meetings have you had over the last 10 years?
We have more than 300 meetings.
So you've learned a couple of things.
Yes.
If somebody's watching this and they're starting to get, starting to raise money, they want to learn from somebody who has a lot of experience, would you be okay giving them some advice?
Of course, by all means.
What's the best way to reach out?
Perseverance. You have to keep going. You have to keep going. Make sure that people respect you and you respect them in return.
Awesome advice. But if someone wants to reach out to you and speak to you personally, how do they contact you?
They can just send me an email or look out for me on LinkedIn. My email is yosssi.azulay, AZULAY @synesy.com.
Beautiful. Ping the guy. Super duper smart guy. Like I said, I wasn't going to turn on the camera, but you could tell why I did. Listen, guy, I got to get out of here, dude, but this was a lot of fun. We'll continue the conversation. I'm glad we made it work, even though it was hard. We had a couple of hiccups there, but I'm super duper late, so we'll definitely continue the conversation. Thank you for coming all the way to Beit Shemesh to meet. That was nice of you. And if I can help with anything at all, you know where to find me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Talk soon. Made it home. A couple of more things going on today, but I am so hot and so tired. I'm going to call it a day. Tomorrow, I have at least 4 or 5 meetings with some incredible startups, including Apester and Powtoon and many others, including a meeting with an amazing VC who I probably will not be able to get on camera, despite the fact that it's going to be a truly epic meeting. Tomorrow's going to be nuts. Very excited about it. See you then.